Behind the bright smile and confident charm of Drew Scott, one of television's most beloved personalities, lies a story far deeper than fame and success. Known for transforming homes and inspiring millions through Property Brothers, Drew's path to stardom was paved with heartbreak, financial ruin, health battles, and personal challenges that tested his strength in unimaginable ways. From his early days as a dream-filled kid in Canada to becoming a global television figure, Drew's journey reveals how perseverance, family, and hope can rebuild even the most broken foundations. This is the inspiring story of a man who turned pain into purpose and loss into legacy. Early roots and family influence. Drew Scott was born on April the 28th, 1978 in Vancouver, Canada, alongside his identical twin brother, Jonathan. Growing up in a close-knit family, their parents, Jim and Joanne Scott, fostered creativity and hard work in equal measure. Jim, once an actor and stuntman, encouraged his sons to dream fearlessly, while Joanne instilled discipline and responsibility. Even as children, Drew and Jonathan displayed entrepreneurial flair by creating and selling handmade nylon hangers door to door. Those early experiences taught them resilience, teamwork, and the value of earning their own way, qualities that would later shape their professional success. Their parents' balance of imagination and structure laid a strong foundation for their ambitions, teaching the twins that success required not just talent, but persistence and integrity. A childhood of dreams and determination. From an early age, Drew showed both drive and versatility. Athletic and focused, he once dreamed of a career in professional basketball, training with dedication and passion. But fate had other plans. An injury ended his athletic pursuits, forcing him to reevaluate his path. Rather than seeing this as failure, Drew redirected his energy toward another passion, the world of entertainment. Influenced by his father's connection to Hollywood, he began exploring acting opportunities, showing the same determination he had displayed in sports. While he did not yet know it, this redirection of his dreams was the beginning of a lifelong journey toward the balance of creativity, hard work, and business acumen that would define his career. The pursuit of acting and early setbacks. As Drew grew older, his ambition led him to the University of Calgary, where he balanced academic studies with auditions for acting roles. He landed small appearances in shows like Smallville and Breaker High, even working as a body double for Tom Welling. However, these opportunities were sporadic and far from stable. The entertainment industry was relentless, filled with rejection and uncertainty. Drew poured his savings into acting lessons, professional photos, and travel expenses, all in hopes of landing his big break. Unfortunately, that breakthrough never came. By his early 20s, he found himself drowning in debt and questioning whether his dreams were realistic. Yet, even in the midst of financial strain, his persistence and creativity refused to fade. This difficult phase taught him humility and the importance of adaptability, lessons that would soon guide his comeback. A shared struggle with his twin. While Drew faced financial pressure, his brother Jonathan was enduring a crisis of his own. Pursuing a career as a magician, Jonathan invested heavily in props and performance equipment. But when a dishonest business partner stole nearly everything, Jonathan was forced to declare bankruptcy. For the first time, the twins, who would later become symbols of success, found themselves at rock bottom. Their financial troubles could have broken them, but instead, they became a turning point. Drew and Jonathan realized that failure was not an ending, but a lesson. Determined to rebuild their lives, they returned to something they had once explored in college, real estate. This decision would become the catalyst for a remarkable transformation that neither brother could have predicted. Reinvention through real estate. The brothers began buying and renovating small, rundown properties, using the lessons they had learned from their earlier college projects. Drew obtained his real estate license, handling negotiations and sales, while Jonathan managed design and renovation. What started as a survival strategy soon became a thriving business. Each flipped property taught them new skills, not just about construction and finance, but about communication, trust, and creativity. For Drew, this new venture provided stability after years of uncertainty in the acting world. It also reignited his confidence and passion for storytelling, this time through homes instead of scripts. Their growing expertise and partnership laid the groundwork for something much bigger, a platform that would eventually blend their talents perfectly. The birth of a television phenomenon. By the late 2000s, television networks were looking for fresh, reality-based programming ideas. Drew, now comfortable in real estate, saw an opportunity to merge his love of entertainment with his business expertise. He pitched a show concept where he would help families find and renovate homes. Initially intended to feature a female co-host, the idea evolved when Drew suggested his brother, Jonathan, join him. Their natural chemistry and complementary skills made the concept stronger. In 2011, HGTV launched Property Brothers, with Drew handling real estate negotiations and Jonathan leading renovations. The show struck an instant chord with audiences, turning the brothers into household names. Viewers connected deeply with their humor, authenticity, and the heartfelt transformations they created for families in need of hope. Global success and expanding the brand, the success of Property Brothers exceeded all expectations. Within just a few seasons, it was being broadcast in over 150 countries. The show's blend of creativity, family connection, and practical home renovation made it stand out in a crowded market. Spin-offs soon followed, including Brother vs. Brother Property Brothers Forever Home and Celebrity, IOU, which featured Hollywood stars surprising loved ones with home makeovers. Beyond TV, Drew and Jonathan built Scott Brothers Entertainment and expanded into design, furniture, and lifestyle products. They had achieved what once seemed impossible: global fame, financial stability, and influence. Yet as their careers soared, Drew began facing new challenges behind the scenes, struggles that threatened not only his career but his health and peace of mind. The toll of fame and relentless pressure. With success came a grueling workload. The brothers were filming multiple shows simultaneously, managing their growing businesses, and constantly traveling for media appearances. The nonstop pace left little time for rest. Drew, known for his boundless energy, began feeling the effects of exhaustion. Fans noticed he appeared less frequently on screen, sparking speculation about his well-being. The pressure of maintaining a global brand while staying present for his family and fans began to weigh heavily on him. Despite the glamorous image of television stardom, Drew was quietly fighting fatigue and burnout. It became increasingly clear that his body and mind were demanding rest, something he had long denied himself in the pursuit of excellence. A mysterious health decline. By 2019, Drew's health had taken a serious turn. What began as simple tiredness evolved into chronic exhaustion, digestive issues, and an inability to tolerate heat or physical exertion. Even basic activities left him drained. Filming became increasingly difficult, and despite his efforts to push through, his condition worsened. Multiple doctors and specialists were consulted, yet none could pinpoint the cause. The uncertainty was emotionally draining for Drew and his loved ones, who watched helplessly as he struggled to maintain his commitments. Jonathan quietly took on more of the show's workload, shielding his brother from public scrutiny. Behind the success and smiles, Drew was facing one of the hardest battles of his life, one that no amount of fame or fortune could shield him from: finding answers and the road to recovery. After months of searching, Drew finally received a diagnosis that explained his debilitating symptoms: mercury poisoning, compounded by chronic fatigue syndrome. While the revelation was frightening, it also provided clarity and hope. The condition was serious but treatable with proper care and lifestyle changes. Drew began focusing on his recovery, stepping back from some professional commitments to prioritize his health. The process was slow and required immense patience, but it gave him a renewed sense of gratitude and perspective. His experience reminded him that success means little without well being, and that vulnerability is not weakness, but courage. In time, he regained strength and returned to work with a healthier, more balanced outlook on life. A stronger bond and family support throughout his struggles. Drew's greatest source of strength was his family. His brother Jonathan, always by his side, became his rock, helping manage business pressures while encouraging Drew to heal. His wife, Linda Fan, offered unwavering love and understanding, helping him find calm amidst chaos. Their journey together also included deeply personal challenges, including a difficult road to parenthood. While those experiences tested their patience, they also strengthened their connection and appreciation for life's small joys. For Drew, family was not just a support system. It was the reason he found the courage to rebuild, recover, and keep moving forward, no matter how tough things became. Reevaluating life and purpose. Drew's health scare served as a wake-up call, forcing him to slow down and reassess what truly mattered. He realized that while career achievements brought recognition, personal happiness and health were far more valuable. This period of reflection led him to advocate for mental and physical wellness, emphasizing balance and self-care. Drew began sharing his journey openly, using his platform to inspire others facing hidden battles. His honesty resonated with fans, reminding them that success doesn't mean perfection, and that even public figures struggle behind the scenes. This new chapter in his life marked a transformation not just in career, but in character, a deeper understanding of resilience, gratitude, and purpose. Renewed passion and future vision. Emerging from his challenges stronger than ever, Drew focused on building projects that aligned with his values. He and Jonathan continued to expand their creative ventures, emphasizing meaningful storytelling and community-driven initiatives. Drew's experiences also shaped his approach to leadership, prioritizing empathy, collaboration, and health. His journey from financial ruin and illness to renewed vitality became a testament to perseverance. Today, he stands not only as a television icon, but as a role model who proves that setbacks can become stepping stones. His story encourages others to dream boldly, face adversity with courage, and remember that the most beautiful transformations often arise from life's most difficult renovations. Drew Scott. From heartbreak to hope, the untold story of resilience, love, and family. Drew Scott's journey from a young dreamer in Canada to one of the most beloved faces on television is nothing short of extraordinary. Known for his charming smile, creative vision, and partnership with his twin brother Jonathan, Drew became a symbol of success and inspiration for millions of fans around the world. But behind the cameras, his story is one of quiet endurance, marked by illness, emotional battles, and the long, painful road to fatherhood. This is not just a tale of fame and fortune, it's a deeply human story about perseverance, faith, and finding light in life's darkest corners. Early beginnings and the rise to fame. Drew Scott was born and raised in Vancouver, Canada, alongside his twin brother Jonathan. From a young age, the two shared a deep curiosity for building and creativity. Their father, Jim Scott, encouraged their entrepreneurial spirit, and by their teens, the brothers were already running small renovation projects. Drew, with his natural charisma and business sense, complemented Jonathan's creative and construction skills perfectly. Their big break came with HGTV's Property Brothers, which combined home renovation with storytelling. Viewers loved their humor, teamwork, and the way they turned rundown spaces into dream homes. Success came fast, transforming them into global icons, but fame often comes with a hidden cost, and Drew's life behind the scenes was far more complicated than anyone realized. Success beyond the screen. As the Property Brothers franchise grew, Drew and Jonathan expanded their empire with multiple spin-offs, a production company, and branded home products. They became household names, appearing in over 150 countries and building a multi-million-dollar brand. Fans saw their smiles and transformations on television, but few knew the sacrifices that came with such fame. Drew worked tirelessly, juggling long filming days, business meetings, and public appearances. He often ignored the toll it took on his health, believing that hard work was the only path to success. But this non-stop lifestyle would soon push him to a breaking point, reminding him that even those who build homes for others must also care for their own foundations. A sudden health crisis. Drew's dedication eventually led to severe burnout. Years of pushing himself without proper rest began to show devastating effects on his body. He was diagnosed with a mysterious illness that left him weak, fatigued, and mentally drained. For someone known for his energy and positivity, it was terrifying. Drew was forced to step away from the spotlight and focus on recovery, undergoing medical therapies to flush toxins from his system. He adopted a slower, more mindful lifestyle, learning to listen to his body. The road to healing was long and uncertain, filled with moments of doubt and fear. Yet Drew refused to give up. He began sharing his journey openly with fans, speaking about the importance of rest, balance, and recognizing the signs of burnout. His vulnerability inspired countless people who were silently struggling with their own battles. Rediscovering life and love? During his recovery, Drew found strength not just in self-care, but in love. He had met Linda Fan, a creative and driven woman, years earlier in Los Angeles. Their bond grew through mutual respect and shared dreams. For years, Linda had stood by Drew's side, supporting him through exhaustion, fame, and illness. In 2018, after nearly a decade together, they married in a stunning ceremony in Italy, surrounded by close friends and family. For Drew, who had spent so many years chasing success, it was a moment of serenity and renewal. Together, they designed their life around love, creativity, and the hope of starting a family. But soon, another emotional battle would test their patience and faith. The painful path to parenthood. From the very beginning, Drew and Linda dreamed of becoming parents. When they built their Los Angeles home in 2017, they even designed nurseries, imagining the laughter of children filling the hallways. But reality proved more difficult. Month after month, their hopes were crushed by disappointment. After years of trying, they faced the heartbreaking truth. Conceiving naturally might not be possible. Linda was diagnosed with Graves' disease, an autoimmune condition affecting the thyroid, which made pregnancy more challenging. The couple turned to fertility treatments, undergoing IUI and later IVF. The emotional roller coaster of medical tests, injections, and repeated setbacks left them both exhausted. Drew, still recovering from his illness, found it painful to see Linda endure so much. Yet their love never wavered. Each setback only deepened their commitment to each other and to the dream of one day holding their child. Triumph through perseverance. After years of emotional and physical trials, Drew and Linda finally received the miracle they had been waiting for. In late 2021, they announced that they were expecting their first child. Fans around the world celebrated with them, sharing in their long-awaited joy. In May 2022, their son, Parker James Scott, was born, a symbol of hope and resilience. Drew described the moment as life-changing, saying that his world had been forever transformed. Just 2 years later, in 2024, the couple welcomed their daughter, Piper Ray, completing the family they had dreamed of for so long. For Drew, becoming a father wasn't just a milestone, it was proof that even after years of struggle, love, and perseverance could create miracles. The weight of fame. While Drew was embracing fatherhood, the pressures of fame continued to follow him. By the mid-2020s, the Scott brothers were international celebrities. Their shows reached millions, and their business ventures flourished. Yet behind the scenes, Drew felt the strain of maintaining a perfect public image. Every smile and camera appearance hid the fatigue and emotional burden of constant scrutiny. Fame, he learned, could be isolating. Every mistake or controversy became a headline, and every lawsuit or public issue threatened to overshadow years of hard work. It was a harsh reminder that success, no matter how bright, always casts a shadow. The lawsuit that rocked their brand in 2021, a couple in Las Vegas filed a lawsuit against the production company behind Property Brothers, claiming their home renovation was faulty. Although Drew and Jonathan were not personally named in the initial filing, their names appeared across news headlines. For two men who had built their careers on trust, craftsmanship, and integrity, the allegations were deeply painful. They cooperated fully with investigations, determined to protect their reputation and ensure fairness. The incident reminded Drew how fragile fame could be, how quickly a single controversy could undo years of goodwill. Still, he remained focused on transparency and professionalism, determined not to let negativity define his career or his character, standing strong for his brother. While Drew faced professional stress, his twin brother, Jonathan Scott, endured personal loss. Jonathan had gone through a difficult divorce years earlier and was hit by heartbreak again with the deaths of his two beloved dogs, Stewie in 2022 and Gracie in 2023. For Jonathan, these losses were devastating. Drew stood by his side, offering the same love and strength Jonathan had once shown him during his illness. The brothers had always been more than business partners. They were each other's anchors. Their bond, forged through decades of shared dreams and challenges, became their greatest source of resilience during times of grief. Saying goodbye to a friend in 2022, Drew and Jonathan filmed with actor Leslie Jordan for an episode of Celebrity IOU. The collaboration was joyful and full of laughter. Just weeks later, news broke that Leslie had passed away unexpectedly. The brothers were heartbroken. Drew described him as a person with a heart bigger than life itself. The loss hit close to home, reminding Drew that even in a world of cameras and fame, human connections were what truly mattered. It was another lesson in gratitude, compassion, and the fleeting nature of life. Lessons from pain and perseverance. Through years of illness, infertility, and personal loss, Drew Scott learned the most valuable lesson of all, that real success isn't measured by wealth or fame, but by resilience and love. He often reflected on how far he had come, from a young builder with dreams to a global figure who used his platform to inspire others. He spoke openly about mental health, balance, and redefining success in a world obsessed with perfection. His honesty resonated deeply with fans who saw in him not just a celebrity, but a human being who had faced darkness and chosen hope. The meaning of family. For Drew, family became the foundation of everything. His wife Linda and their two children gave his life new purpose. The laughter of Parker and Piper filled the home they had once only dreamed of. Drew cherished every bedtime story, every milestone, every messy, beautiful moment of fatherhood. He often said that the journey to this happiness was what made it truly meaningful. After years of loss and uncertainty, he finally understood that family was not just something you build, it's something you fight for, nurture, and protect with everything you have. Legacy of resilience and inspiration, Drew Scott's story is one of remarkable transformation, a journey defined by persistence, reinvention, and faith in oneself. From childhood dreams and heartbreaking failures to global fame and personal healing, he has lived through every phase with integrity and determination. Behind every episode of Property Brothers lies the spirit of a man who learned to build not just homes, but hope. His legacy is not simply in the homes he helped create, but in the message he shares with the world. That true success is built from compassion, resilience, and the courage to start again. Drew Scott reminds us all that even the strongest structures can crumble, but with love, effort, and vision, they can be rebuilt stronger than before. Conclusion. Drew Scott's life is a testament to human strength. From crushing debt and illness to infertility, lawsuits, and loss, he faced battles that could have shattered anyone. Yet through it all, he rose again, guided by love, hope, and the unwavering belief that every challenge carries a lesson. His story reminds us that true happiness doesn't come from success or fame, but from the courage to keep going when life feels impossible. Drew's journey continues to inspire millions to believe that even after the darkest nights, a brighter dawn always follows.